Hi, today I want to talk to you about what's happening in the news with China and the Uganda port. China is taking over that Uganda port. I just want to remind you something. It's not the first one. China has taken over other ports in Africa, and they've taken over other facilities, important facilities in Africa. And I even think that it's not even the Uganda airport. I think it's Uganda International Airport. Yeah, it's not a port, but they've taken ports, they've taken airports. Why is that? I want to share with you this because I believe that we should become excellent in everything we do, right? So if you want to complain, be excellent at complaining. It means that make sure you complain for the right reasons. I don't like complaining, but it's just to let you understand that even in the complaining game, make sure you understand why you complain. Because if you complain that Africa is getting robbed by China, you are lying, you're not complaining. You don't understand what's happening. So I'm going to share with you what's happening, and maybe it will get you to understand a bit better, right? Because I believe that we Africans have to understand how the world works, how money works, and how influence and power works. Because if we don't understand that, even if you get great at your career, you will still be beneath other people. Because they understand the game of power, the game of money, the game of influence. So what's happening with China is that the Ugandan government wanted to extend the airport, right? So they didn't have any money. So they borrowed money. But because no one, not even the African Union, not even the European Union, no one gave them that money, not even the US. They turned to China. And China was willing to give that money. And I think it was like $250 million, something like that, right? It's not that much. Why is not the African Union being able to do that, right? So China was willing to give that. But when you have a project to do and you finance your project with a bank, they give you the money, but there are conditions. Right? If you own a property right now, you know that you have the money that the bank is giving you, but you have some conditions. And most of the time in the conditions, there is if you don't pay back, this is what's going to happen. Right? So that's the same thing between Africa and China. China is giving the money. China is willing to help by giving the money. Yet, if you don't pay back, what's going to happen? Then in that contract, what was written was, if the government is not paying back China, China can take that airport. That was just simple as that. So what will you do if you were China? What will you do if you are the bank? You are lending money to someone and you have a contract saying that if that person is not giving back that amount of money, if not respecting the terms of the contract, I will get that from them. That's what happened, and that's what China is doing. So why would anyone complain about this? Why? You have to look at solutions. And what are the solutions? The first solution is, if you are a government and you are looking for money, make sure that you are planning that project right. The finance plan should be right. Meaning is how do you intend to give that money back? Because some government in Africa, they want to build infrastructure. They want to have the countries that are developed, right? So they need money, of course, but they don't have any plan to reimburse that, because how do you get revenue in the country? How do you get money that will reimburse that debt? Because if you don't have that, if you don't have that money reimbursing the debt, it's for sure you won't be able to pay back. For sure, if you don't have the economy that is kind of like running and giving you that money so that you can pay back. So if you extend that airport, you should have a plan for that airport. Is it because you'll have more traffic, like more planes, so that you have more revenue? If it's not the case, you just want a big airport for nothing, right? Most of the time you extend an airport because you are planning or you see the demand for flights. You see the demand for air companies that are coming in so that they're paying that revenue, because an airport, that's how he's getting the revenue, right? So that's the first thing. That's the solution, the first thing. What is your plan to bring that money back, to give that money back? If you don't have a plan, why will you want the comfort of a great airport if you don't know how that airport will generate the revenue to pay back for the loan? There's no point. And the second thing is, why will you sign something like that? Why you don't negotiate, or why you're not trying to negotiate? And if you're not able to negotiate, then don't sign and keep looking for another solution. I know it's easy to say that, but there are certain conditions. When you take them, you have to take responsibility for them, right? So if you cannot, then don't. And the third solution is just be responsible. Instead of complaining, instead of looking at China like as the villain, just accept that if I'm defaulting on my debt, that's what's going to happen. That's it. And let's stop complaining. And there's another solution, actually. Why are all Africans all around the world are not coming together to finance those type of projects, to just create those type of plans so that they make sure that that project is profitable? For example, people have skills, people have careers in excellent companies all around the world, people are great entrepreneurs, but why Africans are not coming together? Why Africans of that country didn't come together? Why the government is not asking for the country, the countrymen to come together? This is another solution, right? It's just all the people, we are coming together, we are able to do amazing things in Africa. Money-wise, but even in terms of skills, we have so much talent all around the world. We have to come together and to gather to make sure that we create a powerful community and a really strong force, and then things like that will not happen anymore. But let me tell you something. There's a lot of other countries, Yet I just want to tell you something. There are a lot of countries in that situation, and I won't be surprised if it keeps happening. It keeps happening. Sometimes China is not taking over the facility, but what they're doing is like they asking for raw materials, they're asking for resources, natural resources, they're asking for oil and gas, they're asking for cobalt, they're asking for all those things. But when you borrow money, there's always terms in the contract. So stop complaining. Stop complaining and let's come together. If I have $100,000, you have $100,000. 10 of us, we have $1 million. That's the powerful situation that you have to look to get into as Africans. Coming together, sharing our money, sharing our skills, and impacting Africa that way. Impacting Africa and making sure that those things don't happen in the future. So that was it for me. I just wanted to share this because it's really down to my heart, and I believe that African governments should structure those projects curve better, right? It was easy. I mean, it wasn't easy, but I can see how they could have structured differently, right? So I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.